Good evening, Wizards Nation. It's time to get back on the grind, dude. It's time to get back on the grind. We play tomorrow. Critical game against the Pacers. I haven't been on the Tankathon website since Thursday of last week. A much-needed break. But tomorrow we get back on the grind, dude. Figured I should get online, chop it up. I haven't gone online in a while now. I feel like I feel like I lost my ability to speak in public. So I figured I should just, knock off some rust, chop it up with Wizards fans. There's also big Wizards updates that came out today regarding Anthony Davis and Trae Young. That's weird to say, but yeah, let me get straight to it, dude. So let me pull this tweet up. I got a lot of tweets for you guys today. I hope everybody's fine. Oh, shit. My bad. See, I'm rusty, dude. I'm rusty. Let me put chat up real quick. Young Mill says 29 games left, 26 more losses to go. Young Mill, I don't know about you, but I have this emotional stress of being on that stupid fuck shit Tankathon website was relieving during this break. I needed that break. I think I needed it more than the players themselves. But now that I know the games start against tomorrow, not just our games, but everybody else's game. Oh my God. I'm dreading it, but you know what? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm not joking, dude. I have not been on that website for a week now, and God, it's going to kill me, but fuck it. Anyways, the grind continues. Ben Strover, blessed us with a couple of nice tweets today. Take the emotions out of it and ride the wave. No, I hear you, dude. I know. Trust me, I'm doing my best. I'm a 32-year-old emotional fuck. I don't know. It just stems from my love for the Wizards, though. Love and passion. But I might be sicing it, honestly. Anyways, make myself smaller here. The Wizards head coach Brian Keefe said Anthony Davis and Trae Young haven't been cleared for contact yet. Furthermore, he said that Davis will be reevaluated once again in a few weeks. Now, I like to think that we all know the report that post All-Star break, they said, like literally a couple of days after we traded for Anthony Davis, that they were going to reevaluate Anthony Davis and Trae Young to see where they're at. I guess this could be the actual reevaluation that we, said, because they're stating here that Davis himself will be reevaluated once again in a few weeks. In a few weeks could and probably should kick him into March. Okay? So just food for thought. If this is Coach Keefe. Coach Keefe said that Davis will be reevaluated once again in a few weeks, which should theoretically kick him into March, into when they will be reevaluating him again. So I'm assuming beginning of March. Anyways, this also came out. Brian Keefe said, my bad, on tanking in the NBA and potential future changes to the draft lottery, we're focused on what we can control here. Our whole focus has been the development of our team. We're going to give our guys opportunities to grow, and that's not going to change. He gave the PR response. I'm not gonna lie, though, it's looking like that come next year, everything's gonna change. Everything's gonna change, dude. This looks like the last hoorah for this current tanking lottery system. They're tossing out the idea of eliminating the draft the draft entirely, and having prospects choose their own team via free agency, I guess, or whatever the hell. I myself vehemently disagree with that, because somebody brought it up in the chat in my last stream, and they brought up a good point, like perhaps like cap space, teams will limit the big market teams, because we all know the big market teams would eat if the draft would be taken away. But even then, like you can't tell me that the Lakers or the Knicks would just blow up their team and get cap space like this in order to get a Cooper Flag or a Wemby. You know, to me, it's just like, okay, I understand it on a surface level. You know, cap space would inhibit the big teams from feasting, but at the same time, we've seen it now. How many times is a big market team in the midst of a horrific cap situation, and just like this, they fix it by trading away draft capital with their bad contracts? Like, I don't know. That's a future conversation, but it's looking like right now. We see the Pacers and the Jazz. They got fine out the ass. I think right now, dude, is the last hurrah. Go all out. Deploy your most pathetic methods because everything's gonna change after this. Yeah, dude. No, but they will pay a dollar for dollar luxury tax. Small market teams can't. Yeah, I mean, so I'm assuming you're in the same boat as me then, Locked On Law, regarding. To me, like it's hard, but to me, in order to, I guess, stop tanking teams or teams from tanking, you have to lay the hammer down. Fines is not going to do it. You have to find a way to discipline. Like, honestly, you got to be David Stern. You have to stop lollygagging. Not even lollygagging. Yeah, stop dicking around and stop being that nice commish that Adam Silver's pretty much been since he took over. You got to lay the hammer down. You know, if fines are not going to do it, then you got to strip. I mean, I don't know, man. You know, I feel like right now a lot of people are looking for systems or new methods of taking away tanking, but I don't agree with taking away the entire draft. You know, how would they compensate teams who would have many draft picks if they do have a free agent thing? Yeah, that's another thing. Also, Pengu Shadow, another question that I keep thinking about is what's going to happen if they also, like all these pick swaps that they have in the future, you know, that not just us, but other teams as well. They have, or, you know, future first round picks that haven't already been promised. If they take away the entire draft system or the draft in general, how would, you know, that's an asset that teams would lose as well, right? Like we would lose our assets. Like I'm assuming they would find a way to compensate. Maybe they would turn the 2029 Blazers first round pick, which is a little bit protected, to, I guess, cap space. I don't know, but it would be a whole ordeal. But that's something that's being floated around a lot, though. Anyways, let's continue rolling. It says right here, Josh Robbins says, Anthony Davis attended the Wizards practice today. Coach Brian Keefe said that Davis did not participate, though. So I guess this goes in their timeline. Remember, Anthony Davis was scheduled to be in Dallas post All-Star break with his doctors there in their current rehab that they have in place for him. But now he is now here in the DMV. He attended, but he did not participate, nor did he practice, just FYI. Like I said, this goes back to the Brian Keefe statements earlier today saying that he will be reevaluated once again in a few weeks. This also came out. Trae Young did not practice today. Quote unquote, he's still not cleared for contact yet, Wizards coach Keith Bryant said when asked about Young. So again, this also coincides with the update that we had when we traded for Trae Young. They said that they're going to reevaluate him after the All-Star break. We're post All-Star break, and he's still not cleared for contact yet. I mean, you know, I'm in that boat where I'm just like, they're going to reevaluate the record more than anything. But, you know, we have these two hell games coming up against the Pacers back-to-back. I'm going to show you all the injury reports, dude. It's crazy. But yeah, these are the current updates right now on Trae Young and Anthony Davis. Josh Robbins also tweeted this as well. He says, just to be clear, I tweeted that he attended the Wizards, he being Anthony Davis, the Wizards practice today, but did not participate. 10 days ago, Josh Robbins said that he co-wrote that Anthony Davis was scheduled to be evaluated medically during the All-Star break. So yeah, I mean, pretty much just says the same thing. I will toss in, though, that he, amongst other credible reporters, stated that he will be medically evaluated during All-Star break at Dallas. So we're post All-Star break. If AD is back in town now, he attended the Wizards practice today. Will AD make his Wizards debut on the bench tomorrow, like how Trae Young has been in general since the trade? Well, it would be nice to see Anthony Davis on the bench, seeing how he is, get some camaraderie with the teammates, learn about friends and all that fun stuff. But We will see. We will see if he is there tomorrow. I don't know about making any bets. We don't promote gambling here. Anyways, that's that for those two dudes. I like to think that this was kind of be expected. They're going to take their sweet ass time with them. I predicted in my previous stream that they would possibly play 5 games in mid-March. In mid-March, we have a stretch of games where we're playing against the Pistons back-to-back. We're also playing against teams like the OKC Thunder and Miami Heat and the New York Knicks in that 5-game stretch. So I'm predicting that if they do play, they will play against super competitive teams like those teams. And that's around mid-March. I'm going to show you all the schedule in a bit, but it's about around mid-March, that 5-game stretch. But even then, if they do play, they're not going to play more than 20 minutes, and they're definitely not going to play in the fourth quarter. That I would guarantee. Not going to play big minutes because we know what the deal is. If they're already, Alex Sarr's out for 2 weeks, dude. He's not going to play this week. They're already doing this with Alex Sarr. Like, they're going to go all out with our, with these two guys as well regarding the Tankathon. Lockdown Law says they'll be pimping street clothes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not, we'll see, dude. Anyways, regarding tomorrow's game, this is the current injury report. Alex Sarr's out. Remember, they said he was out for 2 weeks right before the All-Star break started. So, looks like he'll be out for this week and next week. Alex Sarr will be. Alex Sarr's out. Trae Young's out. Anthony Davis out. Kent Whitmore out. D'Angelo Russell hates the DC. Or hates the DC. It's mutual. D. Russ is not going to, I don't want him here, dude. I don't want him here. I don't want him here. Thank you for doing us the favor and not showing up, dude. No offense to him. I don't want to talk that ish. I don't want to get bad karma on our side, but this is a mutually beneficial decision, in my opinion, with regarding D'Angelo Russell. Anyways, this is our injury report. Who's to say Keyshawn George mysteriously pops up on his injury report tomorrow? I think Trey Johnson's definitely going to play, considering he's been out for like at least 6-7 games. First game back against the Cavs. Yeah, D'Lo was he was a toss-in. I agree. He was a toss-in. Anyways, food for thought. You heard it here first. Who's to say Keyshawn George is mysteriously out tomorrow? Calling it right now. We've seen the last-minute added injury reports. This is the Pacers injury report. So they themselves are doing their own tankaroo. Halliburton obviously is out. Quinn Jackson, G League 2A out. McConnell, this is a good one right here. He is listed as questionable for tomorrow with an injury/illness, right hamstring soreness. So this is definitely a tank job right here. Injury, illness. TJ McConnell, he's a good player off the bench for them. Aaron Nesmith, also injury/illness, sprain. BS. My anxiety level increases as I go lower in this list. Then we got Micah Potter, injury/illness. Paprika Finessers, what's up, man? Pascal Siakam is out. Pascal Siakam is not playing tomorrow, dude. Personal realness. Personal realness. Yeah, I guess it is personal realness. Personal reasons. So we'll see if this dude suits. I mean, he's not going to suit up, actually, so we're not going to see anything. So, damn it. He's not playing. Obi Toppin, not playing. Injury/illness. Zubac, not playing. Left ankle sprain, which pretty much has held him out since they traded for him, which is whatever. Injury/illness. All these dudes are illness. Another thing that my main thing that I'm taking away from this, obviously this is to be expected. We saw us... I'm going to talk about it in a bit, Paprika. I got you, though. I got you. I'm going to talk about that in a bit. We saw Pascal plays in the All-Star game and not the regular season game. I agree. Young Mill hit it right in the head with that one. Here's one thing that I'm taking away from this. The Pacers got fined $100K. The Pacers got fined $100K for tanking. And what are they doing game one out of the post-All-Star break? They are still blatantly tanking. They have how many dudes with illnesses? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 dudes with quote-unquote illnesses. I don't know if they have the freaking Spanish flu going off, if they got freaking chicken pops in that freaking locker room. chicken pox, whatever. But if they're doing this after they got fined, it leads me to believe that teams are not scared. And obviously, Richard Lotus is right. 100K is a slap on the wrist. But I like to think continued behavior will lead to more fines. But teams are just like, dude, this draft is generational. Fuck it. I'm paying everything. So we will see. We will see. They got STD, says Richard Loaded. Well, I mean, how is an STD passed around in that locker? Are they doing funky behavior in that locker room, dude? Young Mel says, my boy was in Turks and Caicos and this past weekend, and he ran into Obi Toppin, and he said that he looked fully healthy to him. So Young Mel with premier coverage here. I appreciate this. So, you know what I mean? Like, we can't be hypocrites. Fucking Alex Sarr's not playing. I like to think, it was a tank move right there. I'm calling this now, dude. I think we're going to combat them, and we might not see Keyshawn George play. If they're not going to play these dudes, I like to think at least one of these dudes are going to play tomorrow. One of these dudes are going to play tomorrow. Not all of them are going to be out with an illness. If I'm a betting man, I think TJ McConnell's going to play. They're going to play TJ, not Neesmith. He's been doing good with them. And everybody else, yeah. Like that law says, a team will sell more than $500,000 in jerseys if they get one of the top 3 in this draft. Yeah. Yeah. But it's just food for thought, because I think even though we narrowly escaped a fine, I'm not going to lie to you, I do believe that we're going to get fined. We're going to get fined, dude. And it's okay. I don't care if we get fined, because Ted Leonsis has some extra cash rolling around from those $20 a month that we pay him to watch these damn games. Keyshawn stubbed his toe on the edge of the bed frame, out for a week. 2 weeks. Make it 2 weeks, you know what I mean? Let's be safe with that toe. He got bad toe. Says here, Paprika was talking about this earlier. This also came out. Domantas Sabonis underwent season-ending surgery on Wednesday morning today to repair a torn meniscus on his left knee. The Kings also they ruled out Zach LaVine for the rest of the year. Zach LaVine is no longer playing with an injury. Mind you, though, the Kings are in a 13-game losing streak with these players. So I think it's safe to say that the Kings are going to end up with the worst record in the league. But I think one thing that I'm taking away from this is the Kings is if the Kings are tanking this hard while having the worst record in the league and also playing the worst in the league, this is just the beginning for everybody else. Just wait for us. I kept saying this in my streams, and correct me if I'm wrong, but dude, it's going to be the Will Riley and Jameer Watkins show here. Like, those two dudes will be the primary dudes that we will enjoy watching for the rest of this season. Like, I'm getting to the point where, and I don't know if I'm wrong. I don't know. But Keyshawn George. Heck, Trey Johnson. If Trey Johnson is balling out, could they actually consider not playing Trey Johnson in the fourth quarters or, reduce his minutes? Ideally, I wouldn't want to do that. I want to give Trey his minutes. I want to give him an experience. I do. I want to, but at the same time, this is the type of situation we're in. We're in the situation. Richard Lowe says, don't forget Reeve Cooper, future Hall of Fame. Yeah, don't forget. Yeah. Fucking, all I'm going to say is this, dude. God bless Sharif Cooper. I love Sharif. I do. Mighty Mouse. But if Sharif Cooper wins us some games and is the main reason why we lose out on a top 3 pick, I will be going crazy. And I love Sharif. I want Sharif to be here for the foreseeable future. I want him to be here. I'm not sold, but label me intrigued with Sharif. But damn it, if Sharif wins us some games, we saw Sharif hit a shot from the heavens against the Pistons. I'm just saying, dude, These 10-day contracts, dish them out like free chicken biscuits, dude. I don't give a fuck. However the hell they do it at the games, free chicken sandwiches, dish them out. We already saw it. They already called up somebody else from the G League. Adonis, I believe his name is. Jay David says over under on 7.5 games for Trey AD this season. I'm taking the under, dude. I'm taking the under. Honestly, I don't even think it's set in stone that they play. I don't think it's set in stone. And I'm in the camp where I do want to see them play, just mainly for camaraderie and to get some minutes to get some gel. But I don't even think it's set in stone. I'm dead serious. And if I'm a betting man, the guy who would play, who is more likely to play, is Trae Young. That's just me. I have no intel. I'm just, spewing BS on this stream. But because if you think about it, like AD, even if he plays 18, 20 minutes, those 18, 20 minutes, like this dude will play winning basketball like this. Trae Young too, of course. But Trae Young, like we saw how the Hawks this year playing with Trae Young, they still were losing games. They were actually losing more with Trae Young than without him. I don't think that's going to be the case with us, but AD will. Oh my God. So we'll see. Anyways, Paprika says, I hope Watkins is getting minimum 25 minutes of right now. Yeah, I think Jameer Watkins is. Yeah, I think that's solidified, dude. I think that's solidified. Him and Will Riley. Now, if Will Riley wins us some games, I'm not going to be mad at that at all. This is a big opportunity for Will Riley and Jameer Watkins, these 29 games. A big one. Anyways, let's go off to another article that was pissing off Wizards fans as of late. Wizards fans are going through it. I know y'all saw that Keyshawn George video that just dropped on the Wizards YouTube channel. It was awesome. Highly recommend. Check it out after the stream. But Jay David says, can't wait for Trey Sarlobs, dude. Yeah, me neither, man. I can't wait. Anyways, this article came out, right? And they ranked, they being CBS Sports. Let me put a name to this, actually. I'm putting names to this. Sam Quinn, this dude right here, if you want to put a face to it, zoom in on his face. Sam Quinn, and to each their own, respect, everybody, I'm going to agree to disagree to this. But he ranked the NBA front offices from best to worst. And he labeled us, our savior, Will Dawkins, and company, as the 22nd best front office team, or whatever the hell. As a matter of fact, Sam Quinn also went as far as dropping us from 18, where he had us in July, to now 22, which is crazy in my opinion. But again, to each their own. It's Sam Quinn. I don't agree to disagree. I'm not going to sit here and pout over somebody's opinion. He's entitled to his own opinion. I'm entitled to mine. And we're entitled to ours, right? But anyways, this dude said, his reasoning, I'm going to read it out loud for you guys. These are his words, not mine. The obvious parallel for Washington right now is Utah. Both teams owe top 8 pick. I already know this. Who cares? Both teams. Utah gets the benefit of the doubt through age and that Washington's less experienced front office hasn't earned, especially in light of what Deni Avdija has become. So he's factoring in Deni Avdija. I don't know why you would factor in Deni. I mean, it's a trade, but I mean, it's just one trade out of all the. I disagree with this one, man. I don't. Who? Yes, the Wizards should have gotten more in return for Deni Avdija, but it was the right move to make, in my opinion. You had to make the move. Deni did not fit the timeline. Deni, if he was here, would have prevented us from getting top picks like Alex Sarr. So it was a move that had to be made. Anyways, let's say here. Again, these are his words, not mine. He is saying the Jazz. He's comparing this to the Jazz. I'm just like, okay, who cares? Okay, he's saying right here, I'm fairly skeptical about the Wizards will be able to do the same regarding us to the Jazz. The basic idea of the Young trade made some sense. They badly needed an offensive organizer to help their young players to take the next step developmentally. He doesn't have to be a long-term piece. Washington can see how this plays out with his expiring deal next year. But Davis, independently of his waning durability, just didn't look like the same player for Dallas that he did for Los Angeles. His free throw rate and efficiency were way down with the Mavericks. How many games did he play with the Mavericks, though? 20 games? You're taking that off a small sample size, though. Let me finish reading. Young should set him up for easier looks as he took way too many jumpers for the Mavericks, but he's about to be 33. Some decline was inevitable. He's still very good defensively. He's not the game-altering force he once was. There was something said for getting good players for minimal asset expenditures. Young was a cap dump, and the 2 picks Washington surrendered for Davis were mostly inconsequential for a deal of this scale. And if he stays healthy, it's possible that the Wizards could flip him for better value later. The real price the Wizards paid was the opportunity cost of having a supermax salary on their books for the next 2 seasons owed to a player that they can't rely on to actually play. There were a lot of creative ways Washington could have weaponized that money, taking on bad contracts or picks, signing multiple players on their timeline, and handing out uncomfortably formatted offer sheets on valuable restricted free agents. Here's where I disagree. We know about Walker Kessler, and we know that we highly coveted him, but reports came out that the Jazz were wanting 2 unprotected first-round picks for Walker Kessler. And the Jazz were not going to let Walker Kessler walk away in free agency for nothing. He's 24-year-old, coveted big man. So, to me, I'm not trying to defend my Wizards, but it seems like Will Dawkins, probably his first preferred route was going after Kessler, but after realizing the price to pay for Kessler, he was just like, no, let me reroute. Like it seems like the Wizards, what they proactively did in the trade deadline was they were just like, hey man, even though these restricted free agents are out there available, or they were looking for obviously bad contracts to take on, it seems like nobody wanted to bite, and it seems like they're banking on the restricted free agents to not be available. We love Peyton Watson, but I'm pretty sure the Nuggets are going to do whatever the hell they can to keep him, and they're not going to let him go for nothing. So it seems like to me the Wizards were very proactive and then not just sat there and waited for, to be missing out. Basically to happen what happened to the Wizards in 2016 and 2017, where we were supposed to go all out for KD and we only ended up with, Jan Mahinmi, Jason Smith and Andrew Nicholson. To me, the Wizards were just proactive, in my opinion. And like along with you, dude, I'm so goddamn. He's saying I'm reliving the Denny trade. I'm sick and tired of that too, man. It's in the past. Anyways, let me finish reading here. The Wizards were stuck in the middle for so long during the Bradley Beal era. They're not necessarily trapped here, but their fate hinges so heavily on the 2026 lottery now. Completely disagree here. Even if we do get struck out, or we strike out, whatever the hell, I still think we're fine. We still got prospects on our roster right now who are, in my opinion, going to be all-star players, being Alex Sarr, Trey Johnson, and Keyshawn George. Yes, Keyshawn George. Not only that, we haven't even made our all-out trade yet. We haven't given up our own draft capital yet. We haven't made our freaking Desmond Bane or Jaren Jackson Jr. type trade yet. We have that in our vault as well. The picks that we traded for Anthony Davis are pretty much second-round picks. So even if we do get scorned in the draft, or God forbid, lose our pick, which is not going to happen, we still have that avenue to go and make our all-out trade in the future if need be. We still have our draft capital with us. So him saying that the fate hinges so heavily on a 2026 lottery, completely disagree with that. And again, I'm not trying to talk ish, you know what I mean? I'm just stating my opinion to his opinion. But that, to me, he missed the boat with that one. It says right here, miss out on a franchise player. You might have a team that's just good enough to prevent team from getting a top draft pick in the near term. Though no superstar emerged, the Wizards have largely drafted well. Da, da, da. Uh, Paprika said it right. Man just wanted to be a contrarian, I think. To me, what really got me was how do you go from ranking us 18th and then you see our trade deadline where we gave up nothing for 2 All-Stars and you rank us 4 spots lower? It doesn't make any sense. What Will Dawkins did was top tier asset management. Top tier. I have never seen that in my life. Top tier asset management in this league. You can't find me 21 better front offices that would have pulled off the trades that we did at trade deadline. And I'm not trying to be biased. I'm not being biased there. I'm just being in general. Like, who do you put in front of us, man? The Magic? You're going to put the Magic? Like, the Magic are underachieving because they built their roster badly. The Nuggies. The Magic are also underachieving because Paolo Banchero has been it. I don't know, man. To each their own. Completely disagree with this ranking. Now, I will admit, I'm not going to put us top 5. I'm not going to put Will Dawkins top 5. Maybe not even top 10. Not because of what I think of him, but mainly because the wins haven't come to fruition yet. Keyword is yet. You know, ideally you need that in order to crack the top 10. You need the wins on your side. But once that comes, I expect him to skyrocket to top 5. Will Dawkins, in my opinion. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm assuming he has OKC number 1. How do you have the Knicks? The Pacers 6. Cavaliers 5. The Spurs just got lucky, bro. Like, there's enough with this. Like, what have the Spurs done as a GM owner? Like, all they've done is just been getting blessed with top picks. That's pretty much it. They got blessed with Wemby, Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle. That they made the most obvious picks. And I'm not trying to hate on the Spurs. I like their young core a lot. I actually, root for the Spurs, but the Rock and OKC, yeah. To each their own, dude. Anyways, enough of that article, dude. Enough of that article. I've had enough. Anyways, Locked On Law says, anyone else wants to explain why that's a bad idea? I hate repeating myself. Let's see here. Two Paul Boxing says, to stop tanking, just give teams in a lottery 1 through 14 the same odds. Respectfully disagree, dude. No. Because then there will be teams. It would pretty much be the same thing as what it is right now. Like, to Paul, respectfully disagree, and here's my reasoning. Here's my reasoning, dude. Your dinner is ready. Here's my reasoning. The main thing that right now that we need to fix is that the teams at the top of the tanking need to get a fair shot at getting these top generational prospects. Granted, the teams who are out there at the top of the end of the tanking are also tanking crazily. Like but we've seen how many times the Pistons land 5th, the worst possible outcome. We saw us land 6th last year. The Jazz land 5th. And we've seen teams like the Mavericks, the Spurs continuously jump up. The Atlanta Hawks jumped up. They got Ricochet, whatever. But you know what I mean? There's a whole disparity there. These teams who are sub play-in teams are undeservedly leapfrogging the teams who are in a dire need of a generational prospect or a prospect in general, a top prospect. You can't tell me that the Mavericks desperately, the Mavericks didn't deserve freaking Cooper Flag. The Mavericks fans did. The Mavericks fans definitely did because they went through that atrocity with Luka Doncic. But with us, the Jazz definitely deserved Cooper Flag. We deserved Cooper Flag. And on top of that, the Sixers, they tanked outright last year, and they get blessed with a top 3 pick. There's a whole disconnect right there. That needs to change. I don't know, man. My thing is also at the same time, to counter my argument, the teams who have the best chances of a top pick, they're doing egregious behavior to get that low record. So that needs to change. The integrity of the game, the quality of the game is being reduced because of the tanking. So you need to come to a conclusion where both sides not only are satisfied, but, to me, the top 2 things is the small market teams or the worst team in general have a fair shot to get these prospects, these top prospects. But at the same time, you have to find a way to stop them from tanking just outwardly, like how we are doing, like how the Jazz are doing, like how the Pacers are doing. Paul and Locked and Law are going at it. But that's just my opinion, dude. Respectfully disagree. But honestly, Paul, it's hard. Like, I'm not going to lie. This is really hard. Like, it's hard to come up with something that genuinely satisfies all angles of the problem. And what I will outwardly say out loud is that I don't believe Adam Silver is the right person to make this decision. I don't believe Adam Silver is the right person, dude. I'm going to end the stream with this. We saw that freaking the Pacers and the Jazz were fined $500 and $100K. Come to find out, we thought that they were being fined because the integrity of the game was being ruined. But come to find out, the main reason why Adam Silver did that fines is because these dumbass gambling companies have been pressuring Adam Silver saying, hey man, these tanking teams, people are not placing bets on tanking teams because, they're scared that they're going to be out of a bet basically. It's basically ruining the gambling side. And instead of Adam Silver, looking out for the integrity of the game, he's actually doing this because of the gambling companies that are, losing money. That's pretty much it. If you're a tanking team, players or people will not bet on your team or your game respectively because they're going to be like, oh, you're going to try to lose. I'm not going to win my bet. Like, the report came out. I'll pull it up right now. And I'm just like, man, what happened to integrity in general, bruh? Like, integrity in general is just being tossed out the window in every single freaking thing, man. It's so annoying. Where is that tweet? Where is that tweet? Lord, I think I passed it. But that tweet definitely came out regarding the gambling companies. Where is it? I can't find it. You got to believe me, though. You got to trust. Trust me. Anyways, I'm going to call it quits, dude. I'm going to call it quits. My dinner's ready. And my stomach is hurting. But anyways, we play the Pacers tomorrow. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. The tank goes on. Starting tomorrow. Go Wizards. Let's finish this tank off. 29 freaking games. 29 games. Let's finish it. Let's get it over with, man. And let's go on from there. Anyways, nice seeing you guys all today in the stream. I'll see y'all tomorrow after the game. We play tomorrow at 7 o'clock against the Pacers, so I'll be on live at 9:30. We'll chop it up. We play the Pacers also on Friday, dude. Back-to-back, both games here at Capital One, so fucking hell. We'll see what happens. Anyways, my stomach is hurting. Take care, everybody. If you enjoyed the stream, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Go Wizards. Let's go. Let's finish the job. Let's finish the